Welcome to day 40. Cloud cost optimization has evolved from a simple operations task into a fundamental architectural concern that must be addressed from the very beginning of any design process. Every architectural decision you make, whether it's selecting specific instance families, defining scaling behaviors, choosing storage tiers, or determining data placement strategies, has a direct and measurable impact on your monthly cloud expenditure. Today, we will treat cost awareness as a core design principle, just as important as scalability, reliability, security, and maintainability. We'll explore how integrating cost optimization early helps teams innovate faster, reduce financial risk, and build systems that deliver better business value over the long term.
That's absolutely correct. Many organizations still waste 30-45% of their cloud budget on idle or over-provisioned resources. Let me give you a concrete example. A single M5.4x large instance running 24/7 on-demand pricing costs roughly $1,800 per month. With proper right-sizing, auto-scaling, and reserved instances, we can often bring that down to $500,600. For 50 instances, that's a $60,000, $70,000 annual saving. We'll calculate these numbers together throughout the lesson and connect them to patterns from day 39, safe deployments, day 38, testing as gates, day 36, ADRs, and day 20, cloud-native foundations. Cost-aware architecture doesn't mean cutting corners. It means building more efficient, resilient systems that scale intelligently and save money at the same time.
Here's our detailed roadmap for today. We will start by identifying the most common cloud cost pitfalls that waste money, then move into right-sizing techniques, explore auto-scaling fundamentals and advanced patterns, examine reserved instances and savings plans in depth, cover storage and data transfer optimization, discuss monitoring and governance practices, and finally provide you with a practical 30-90-day roadmap that you can start implementing immediately in your own environments. I'll expand on each section with real metrics and examples. We'll look at actual Cost Explorer reports, calculate break-even points for 1 year and 3 year commitments, often 65 to 72% savings. Compare different auto-scaling policies with graphs showing 50-60% reductions during off-peak hours, and review case studies where companies saved millions. For instance, one team achieved a 60% overall cost reduction by combining intelligent auto-scaling for variable load with reserved instances for the base load and spot instances for bursts. Everything will link back to previous days. By the end of this lesson, you'll have ready-to-use formulas, policy examples, and a clear 30-90-day plan you can start applying to your own environments right away. Before we learn how to optimize, we must first understand where the biggest cost leaks usually occur in cloud environments. The most frequent issues include running over-provisioned instances 24/7, leaving idle resources active, choosing expensive storage options unnecessarily, and failing to implement proper resource tagging for cost allocation. These pitfalls are extremely common and costly. Industry reports show that 32% of cloud spend is completely wasted. Over-provisioned instances running at 10 to 15% CPU utilization are everywhere. Zombie instances that were never terminated after testing or migration can cost thousands per month. Data transfer fees and using the wrong storage tier, for example, keeping everything in standard S3 instead of intelligent tiering, silently inflate bills. Missing cost allocation tags make it impossible to assign responsibility to teams, leading to blame and inefficiency. I'll show you how to detect these using CloudWatch and Cost Explorer and calculate the potential monthly savings when you eliminate just a few of these classic pitfalls. Right sizing is often the quickest and safest way to start saving money in the cloud. It simply means analyzing actual resource usage and matching instance capacity more closely to real workload requirements instead of guessing high. Tools like AWS Compute Optimizer analyze CPU, memory, and network metrics over time and recommend optimal instance types. A typical case: A T3 medium running at only 12 to 15% average CPU can safely be downgraded to a T3 micro, saving about $45 per month per instance. For 200 instances, that's $9,000 monthly or over $108,000 yearly. I'll walk you through the full process: how to enable and interpret recommendations, how to safely apply changes using blue-green deployments from day 39, and how to combine right sizing with scheduled scaling for predictable workloads like nightly batch jobs. Auto scaling is one of the most powerful tools we have to dynamically match capacity to actual demand and keep costs under control. Instead of running fixed capacity all the time, we let the system adjust automatically based on real traffic and usage patterns. We distinguish between horizontal scaling, adding or removing instances, and vertical scaling, changing instance size. Target tracking policies are the easiest to start with. For example, keeping average CPU at 60%. During off-peak hours, this can automatically reduce your fleet size by 50 to 60%, delivering massive savings. I'll explain cooldown periods to avoid thrashing, predictive scaling that uses machine learning to forecast traffic patterns and show real before and after graphs from production systems. One company reduced their web tier costs by 55% simply by implementing a well-tuned target tracking policy integrated with their load balancer.
Beyond the basics, there are several advanced auto-scaling patterns that can deliver even greater savings and flexibility in complex cloud environments. We'll cover multi-AZ and multi-region scaling strategies, custom metrics with tools like Kita in Kubernetes, combining spot instances with auto-scaling groups, and using warm pools to reduce cold start latency. Karpenter can launch the perfect instance type in seconds. I'll calculate the additional savings when combining spot with savings plans, often reaching 70–80% reduction on variable workloads. We'll also discuss lifecycle hooks and how to integrate these patterns safely with the deployment strategies we learned on day 39. Commitment-based pricing models like reserved instances and savings plans offer some of the deepest discounts available in the cloud when applied to predictable workloads. Let's do the math together. A 3-year all-upfront savings plan on EC2 typically delivers 65–72% savings compared to on-demand for steady workloads. I'll show you the exact break-even formula, when to choose standard versus convertible reserved instances, and how to layer savings plans on top of auto-scaling for maximum benefit. Real example: one team saved $2.3 million annually by carefully analyzing their usage patterns and committing to the right mix of savings plans for baseload while keeping flexibility for spikes. Storage and data transfer costs are frequently overlooked, but can represent a surprisingly large portion of the overall cloud bill if not managed carefully. S3 intelligent tiering can automatically move data between tiers and save up to 40% with almost zero effort. EBS GP3 volumes are significantly cheaper than previous generations. Using VPC endpoints eliminates public data transfer fees. I'll provide ready-to-use lifecycle policy examples you can copy-paste, show how compression and deduplication help, and share a real case where one client reduced their S3 bill from $18,000 to $6,000 per month. Strong monitoring, governance, and a FinOps culture are essential if you want to sustain cost optimization over time rather than achieving one-time savings. We'll set up AWS budgets, anomaly detection alerts, and proper cost allocation tags. FinOps is the cultural shift required to make cost everyone's responsibility. Every significant cost-related architectural decision should be documented in an ADR, as we learned on day 36. I'll show sample dashboards and explain how to assign costs to individual teams or services while keeping development velocity high. The greatest savings usually come when we intelligently combine dynamic auto-scaling with commitment-based pricing models. This hybrid approach is the sweet spot for most workloads. We use reserved instances or savings plans for the predictable baseload and auto-scaling, including spot, for variable demand. I'll show a detailed case study with before and after cost numbers, the exact architecture diagram, and how to calculate the optimal commitment level. This pattern often delivers the highest overall savings while maintaining full flexibility.
Databases and caching layers are often major cost drivers that require their own specific optimization strategies. We'll look at right sizing database instances using read replicas and caching strategies from day 12, switching to serverless options like Aurora Serverless, and implementing reserved capacity for databases. I'll share specific examples of how proper indexing and query optimization reduced costs by 40% in one project. Serverless and containerized workloads bring their own unique cost optimization opportunities and challenges. For Lambda and Fargate, we focus on memory allocation, execution time, and provisioned concurrency. In Kubernetes with Karpenter or Cluster Autoscaler, we can achieve very high utilization. I'll show cost comparisons between traditional EC2, Fargate, and Lambda for different workload profiles. Networking and interregion data transfer can quietly become very expensive if not carefully controlled in the architecture. We'll cover VPC endpoints, direct connect, choosing the right regions, and minimizing data egress. I'll provide practical rules of thumb and show how one team saved $12,000 per month simply by routing traffic through private endpoints instead of the public internet. Security and compliance requirements must be balanced carefully with cost optimization goals. We need to balance security controls with cost. For example, enabling encryption at rest has a small cost impact, but overusing premium security services can add up. I'll show how to meet GDPR and SOC 2 requirements while still optimizing costs. It's important to recognize the most dangerous anti-patterns so we can avoid them while optimizing costs. Common anti-patterns include aggressive downsizing that hurts performance, ignoring the impact on latency, cutting testing budgets to save money, and making large commitments without proper usage analysis. I'll share real stories of teams that saved money short term but created bigger problems later.
Technical patterns work best when supported by the right team culture and organizational practices. We need to move from cost is ops responsibility to cost is everyone's responsibility. I'll discuss engineering incentives, FinOps practices, regular cost reviews, and how to celebrate wins without slowing down delivery. Here is a practical, actionable roadmap you can start using immediately in your own projects. In the first 30 days, focus on visibility, tagging, and quick wins like right-sizing and simple auto-scaling policies. In 90 days, implement reserved instances, savings plans, and advanced patterns. I'll give you a checklist with priorities, success metrics, and how to communicate the savings to leadership. Many companies have achieved impressive results by applying these cost optimization techniques at scale. We'll look at how Netflix, Airbnb, and other large organizations optimized their cloud spend. One team reduced costs by 65% while improving reliability. I'll share the key lessons and how you can adapt their approaches to your own scale and constraints.
Today, we covered why cost optimization must be part of architecture from the start, common pitfalls, right sizing, auto scaling in depth, reserved instances and savings plans, storage optimization, governance practices, and your personal 30-90-day roadmap. We saw how these techniques connect to everything we've learned in previous days.
The single most important takeaway is that modern cloud architecture must be cost-aware by design. Combining auto-scaling with reserved instances, proper monitoring, and good governance can deliver 40-70% savings while keeping systems fast and reliable. You now have the knowledge and tools to start reducing your cloud costs this week. Document your decisions in ADRs and always test changes safely using strategies from day 39.
On day 41, we will discuss compliance and governance, covering important standards like GDPR and SOC 2 and how they influence architectural decisions. We'll explore how to meet compliance requirements without inflating costs unnecessarily.
Your homework. Choose one production workload, run a cost analysis using your cloud provider's tools, and identify at least 3 concrete optimization opportunities. For example, tune an auto-scaling policy, review reserved instance recommendations, or move data to a cheaper storage tier. Questions? Please leave them in the comments below. We read and answer every single one. Thank you so much for watching Day 40.